Hey everybody, welcome to We Run on Reruns. I'm Amanda and I'm here with my brother Eric.
How you guys doing? We are here with Friends Season 5, the end of Season 5, episodes 23 and 24. These are The One in Vegas Part 1 and The One in Vegas Part 2. And I've been very much on the record as we've been approaching the end of this season with other episodes as well, saying, you know what? I just don't love these out-of-town episodes like the London or the beach or Vegas now. It's just something missing. And I'm not saying that there's not funny stuff that we're going to talk about today, because there sure is. In fact, this ends with a great end. But it just, there's just feels like there's something missing. And I'll try to do my best to explain it as we go through. But there just seems to be something amiss from these episodes. And, man, you know what? It's just a quality. It's just a quality.
Can they just have a quality? I'm very excited already to hear when we get to the end of this episode what your ratings are going to be then.
Yeah, I haven't written them down yet because I'm a little nervous. I'm not sure exactly where I want to put them. But I want to kind of talk through it and kind of feel like I can figure out where they are as we go.
We'll work through this difficult choice together.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then and I'm also interested in hearing what the people think. And I'm thinking, Eric, considering how the people voted even higher than we did, which I feel like we tend to be more on the generous side.
Sometimes.
So the average score for the one with Joey's big break, was it an 8.2 or an 8.3?
It was neither. It was an 8.1.
Oh, sorry. it was in the 8s. It's all. Yeah.
The ball was an 8.3.
Okay, the ball was an 8.3, but an 8.1 because I gave that one a 7.
You gave it a 7.7. And I gave it a 7.8. We were both very critical on that episode, and the people gave it an 8.1, which does imply that people might like these Vegas episodes a little bit.
That's where I was trying to get, because
I'll also say I think the season finale episodes are just always going to be high.
I agree. Especially with all the stuff that happens here. Like there's a lot that goes on.
And like, don't get me wrong. There's a moment in one of these two episodes. We all know what it is. But there's a moment that's a 10 out of 10. Yes. There is a moment that's a 10 out of 10. It is so good. But
yes,
that is not a full episode. That is just a moment. But I think people will rate the entire episode based on that one moment.
Exactly. And just to remind everyone where we left off in our last episode, we had Ross and Joey starting a game to see how long they can throw the ball back and forth without dropping it. We had Phoebe moving in with Gary, but things turned sideways real fast. Also, Rachel bought a cat, and that went sideways really fast too. And we finally had Joey feeling like he landed his big break in a movie being filmed in Vegas, but Chandler really didn't initially agree.
And he's right. It's not. It doesn't exist.
No.
And not only that, even if he was, we already did the math, he wasn't going to be a millionaire on this unless he was suddenly shooting like Titanic or Endgame or, the new Avatar movie, which I think did crazy money, even though I still am confused on how Avatar has done that well.
Everyone
but that's okay.
is. I don't know if James Cameron is just like hiring people to go out and watch this movie. I don't know. I loved the first Avatar, not to go on a total tangent here, but I really have not been a big fan of any of them since the first one. I find them, first of all, they're way too long. Like, come on. This guy's so full of himself.
There aren't a lot of movies that do one movie, then take a really long time off, and then start shooting many sequels to it. The only other one that I can think of that was successful was like The Incredibles. And that's an animated movie. But they still like got the whole cast back together and did it again,
So,
which is crazy.
Eric, I will have to say, just you're making me think of this other tiny tangent, but this is a first for me where I'm just on my Amazon Prime account. That's where I watch Friends, and I'm getting, when something pops back up when it's something you've watched in the past. And so, sure, we all watch a lot of things, and sometimes things are like, oh, wait, what was that one about again? So I get this thing that popped up in my menu saying, hey, a second season of this show called The Night Manager is back. And I was like, oh, The Night Manager. And it is the guy from, I'm forgetting his real name, but he's the main actor in Loki. Either he plays Loki too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, so he's like featured on the cover, and I'm like, but this isn't really ringing a bell. So I click on it, and also I'm looking at season 1. Season 1 came out in 2016. Season 2 is just released. This is a 10-year gap in a series.
That's a while.
I've never seen.
That's a while.
This is crazy.
Is it?
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I'm going to get the name wrong, but is that Hiddleston? Is that Thomas Hiddleston?
Oh, that sounds right.
Plays Loki?
Yeah.
I feel like that's right. I might be wrong.
Right. But the first season had like Hugh Laurie from, well, actually, he's been in Friends. Phoebes.
Yes. But from House.
But he's from House. And,
he was also in 101 Dalmatians.
Oh, God, really?
Yeah. He was one of the...
he had to
like
be one
the live action one.
The robbers.
He was one of the robbers. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I can see that. But yeah, either way, I just thought that was stunning to me, and I haven't been able to let it go because I'm like 10 years in between 2 seasons, where the first season, I mean, I don't remember even thinking, wow, that show was unbelievable. No. But
Thomas Hiddleston is Loki.
Oh, good job.
For the record.
Good job, Eric. Nice way to dig
He is not known for this show that you're talking about. He's only known for Loki things.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And I really liked Loki. That was a good show.
Yeah. And I know he's done other stuff, but I don't know him super well. But that being said, we move on to Friends. That's why you're all here. We are at Friends Season 5, Episode 23, The One in Vegas, Part 1. And this is where Joey really doesn't want Chandler to come out to Vegas, but Monica gets them tickets for their anniversary anyway, which then Phoebe hijacks into an entire group trip to Vegas. Rachel and Ross end up hanging out behind, and they decide to wait a day since they both have to work. And, Rachel gets to walk around the apartment naked. I'm just going to leave it at that.
I have a hot take on this.
And we move.
I have a hot take we'll be getting to on this episode.
Do you want to get to that first?
You know what?
We can do the Ross and Rachel side first.
Listen, my hot take here is that really, although I think in my notes, I didn't address this until Vegas Part 2, but it's all the same because this is a recap. This is a rewatch podcast here, people. We all know what's happening here. And what if Monica and Chandler... No, sorry. What if Ross and Rachel getting married at the end of this season? This is all Phoebe's fault. Because Phoebe is the one who planted the seed.
Just stop there. Stop there. We're going to Tarantino it back to that.
I'm saying. Hey, you wanted the hot take now.
We're starting with the end and coming back to the beginning. And we're going to figure out if that's right. But that is an interesting take because this has been your take on all these things.
Let me just say.
And I still these
friends' lives are just way too intertwined is all I'm saying. They are so involved, and which is the entire purpose of the show. But yeah, Phoebe is encouraging Rachel to walk around naked, and Ross thinks that she is enticing him to come over And this is in what kind of creates this whole back and forth, which means that he draws on her face. Okay, we'll get there, but I'm just planting the seed of the hot take.
Let's stay with the apartment for the moment. And with that, I will say this. The first thing and the only thing I could think of while Ross is over there thinking that he's been, invited over through Rachel's naked dancing in the window that she somehow doesn't realize is a two-way window.
Does she not know?
But
they only spend 5 seasons looking at ugly naked guy. But
right. But Ross, this is men. This is men, okay? Like the whole concept of Chandler talking about, how girls flirt with guys and it means that they want us and that they're like, but that's so sad. It's like, that's true. Also true. These are the things that happen when guys feel as though they're given any amount of attention, let alone having someone dance nakedly in a window in front of them, even though she doesn't know that he can see. He absolutely thinks this is for him. And I don't disagree with his thought process.
Oh, I mean, this is such a stretch for Ross. Even for Ross, I don't know. He doesn't, does he not know Rachel at all?
Not a stretch.
This is so crazy.
Not a stretch.
But yeah, the fact that Rachel doesn't realize that through this massive window that they have, not only can Ross see her, I'm sure anyone in Ross's building can see her.
I'm sure he was not alone looking out the window.
This is so funny. Yeah.
But this does lead us to the plane with them where they are basically competing with each other over who embarrasses easiest the
that's
most.
not till the next one, though.
No, that's this one.
Oh, yeah, that's this one. Sorry. Yeah.
Thank you. What is going on that side of the microphone? You're skipping to the end of the next episode. You're telling me that I'm in the right episode. Okay, so we have them saying things like, Rachel just saying, I just don't embarrass that easily, which is crazy because of all the friends.
I agree.
She embarrasses the most easily.
Yes, that is the least insightful line from Rachel. It's like, no, you are extremely easily embarrassed. And I really enjoy how they're going back and forth, though, trying to compete, embarrassing each other, especially when Rachel spills the water in Ross's lap. She's like, can you get
that's good.
Do you have pants? Because my friend appears to have wet himself, and this just also made me think of Wet Pants Geller, his old nickname.
Yeah.
And then Ross pointing at her saying, that teacher who had a baby with her student?
I still like how it all started. And Ross is like, hey, lady, I don't care how bad you want it. I'm not going to have sex with you in the bathroom.
And then the guy who walks up.
Because then you get the other guy walking up like, he's like, I'm heading back to the bathroom. Just walk on.
Keep walking, buddy.
So good.
This was so funny. And all I could think too was how annoying would it have been to have been sitting next to both of them? Like that poor guy who's in the window seat next to Ross and Rachel during this flight. Oh my God. Yeah.
I bet you he was thinking, glad I have the window. Glad I have the window seat here.
Oh.
I can just tuck in and not have to worry about the chaos happening next to me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, and then you're also, just for the fact of being cast in that role would have been pretty cool too. I'm sitting next to Ross.
Oh yeah,
during this whole sequence, pretty great.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, but the final hit though of Ross then drawing on Rachel's face while she's sleeping. Oh man.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't understand how after all those things, Rachel is just gonna fall asleep on the plane.
So deeply too.
Don't get me wrong. I can fall asleep anywhere with the best of them. Okay? Like, I don't need that much to be out if I want to. But if you're going back and forth actively with somebody in some sort of embarrassment battle, I'm not falling asleep.
And what is that? Probably just like a 5-hour flight? It's not like this is like this insane, like 13-hour flight. Yeah. I mean, my goodness, this is a lot that's been packed into this. And you're right. It's like, who would just have then dozed off and then fallen asleep so deeply that Ross could do the mustache and goatee? It's wild. She must have like popped a Xanax or something. I don't know what's happening here. Yeah.
Must have. But she was out. And then you get them walking off the plane at the end of the episode. That's the end of the episode where they walk off the plane and
she's like thanking them.
You know, and then Ross is like, "Oh, it was the best."
It was the best.
He's so proud of himself in that moment for drawing the mustache and beard on Rachel. And it's the gift that keeps on giving. But that being said, we also have the other side of this story, which is the Phoebe, Joey, but really Monica and Chandler side of this story.
Yep.
Where they meet up with Joey, and Joey's trying to play it off as though he's, on set somehow, but everyone's like, who are you talking to? It's like, it's very obviously not on a set.
Who are you talking to? The director. They just like points to some random old lady.
This lady. Like, first of all, you're looking in the wrong direction. Like, second of all, she just walks away.
No, this is...
it's like, no,
gosh.
Not me.
Yeah. Well...
Also, for what it's worth... oh, wait. Hold on. Am I jumping forward now?
See. These two blend together.
I'm jumping forward a little bit. They do get a little confusing. I'll wait. I'll hold on to that thought. But we do have the whole Richard story.
Yes.
I feel like I'm going to let you dive into
Monica is confiding in Phoebe. But I also am like, you know what, Monica, you had this coming because of what you did to Phoebe. So I feel like this is just karma at this point, because what she did with Phoebe and the whole Gary situation where she like told her right away, and she should have left that up to Gary. But either way, she's telling Phoebe about running into Richard and having lunch with him and not wanting to tell
Simmons.
Yeah, love that. Not that Richard.
Dawson? No.
Richard. My Richard. Yeah. Oh. And she confides and it's like he looked great and he was nice, but I felt nothing. And that is the real takeaway. And that's the important part, is that it's like I think that also for the storyline, that was really important to establish here, right? Like there's no backsliding that's going to be happening. Although we do get a touch of that in the future, but not that there was actual backsliding, but the idea was still floated out there. Either way, here, it's like her just saying that she felt nothing, and this is really a point where she wants to continue to take things seriously with Chandler. Great. But instead of just like being straightforward with Chandler on this, which is the mistake, she decides to she doesn't want to ruin the anniversary, so she keeps a secret. I disagree with this approach. I actually think that you're more running the risk of now it seems like a bigger deal than it is, because you're not just saying what happened. It's like, hey, we ran into each other. We got a snack together. Like, it doesn't have to be a big thing. And instead, Phoebe lets this
like, this is the funniest part about all this. Or maybe not the funniest, but the truest piece to all of these things. The idea that a very small, non-important event happens. And you know that it could be viewed as hurtful to a significant other. So because it's a small, not important, meaningless event, you don't say anything. When they uncover it, eventually, it becomes a big deal. Because not only was it a thing that might have been hurtful, but then you also hid it from them.
The worst part. Yeah.
And if you just say, hey, by the way, this is what happened, they're not going to be thrilled about it. But at the same time, it's over and done with. And you came out and told them about it, which helps.
Yeah.
The idea of keeping it secret, like, double compounds what happens. And people do this regularly, I feel like.
Yeah.
Stop doing that.
Yeah. But this just isn't my favorite moment with Phoebe either, where she just keeps assuming. It's like she gets back to the seat, she's like, oh, so you told him about the Richard thing. It's like, oh, Phoebe, do not, just stop talking.
Like,
stop talking
what
now.
a wild assumption that was.
Yeah, because he couldn't find the gift in his bag, so she could tell that they were like, he was upset about something, but it wasn't.
She said this is the worst trip ever.
Yeah, right.
And she said, oh, you told him about Richard. Well, now it's going to be an even worse trip.
Yeah, and I also think that Chandler...
Phoebe's so hyper focused on keeping score between the two trips.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like at this point, like, I understand that Phoebe wanted to go on the vacation right away, and that was the whole thing. It's like, oh, now I'm on this trip, so it's going to be better than London. And, but, like, I feel like that's old news at this point.
Yeah.
That was at the very beginning of season 5. We're 24 episodes later, and we're still, like, diving into Phoebe wants this trip to be better because she's on it.
Well, because how else could they have justified Phoebe inviting herself along to their anniversary Vegas trip together? That I feel like they had to throw that in there. So it's like, hey, what do we do? Oh wait, Phoebe was always really distraught about not going to London, and now they're going on a real trip together. Like, okay, I get that.
I suppose.
I just really, what bothers me in this episode a bit is like, Chandler not only like flipping out about not having the gift in his bag, which I find like very like this is the worst trip ever. It's like, okay, like it's not like you don't have the gift. Like you're gonna, it's just at home. Like it's
but it's your 1 year anniversary, and you're now leaving. It's not like you can go back to the apartment and get it.
Yeah. So, okay. Maybe that
especially we know Chandler's a good gift giver.
Maybe, okay, fair enough. Maybe that part gets more of a pass, but it's then how he reacts to the whole Richard thing is like, oh gosh, dude, like this is just.
Oh no. One of the best lines is him reacting to this whole thing. It is when he's back in the hotel room and he goes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to join a gym. I'm going to build up my upper body. I'm going to hit Richard behind. Just jab him. Like, that's so, I laugh at that every time. Why? I don't know.
No, but
it's just funny. The idea that he's going to go to the gym, first of all, and then bulk up, second of all. And then even when he does, he's just going to poke him with a stick. Listen, like that's, he went through a lot that to me is a funny visual. It's a funny visual.
He went to a lot of work to get rid of his gym membership. So if he got it again just for this reason, I don't even know what to say about that. But no, I guess I'm talking about like he's calling Richard her boyfriend and like hunky to Joey when he asks, and like it's like, and then when he's saying, well, there's not going to be a next time, you cannot ever see him again, it's like, oh, okay, like I don't know, I just feel like this is
so close.
Not
it's like, next time I'll let you know. And it's like, you should, like, in all honesty, Chandler didn't have to say you can never see him again, but at the same time, Monica should not have implied next time.
That there would be like, why would there be a next time? Yeah, they're both
like, there shouldn't be a next time.
Yeah,
but you don't have to force no next time. Well, that's the funniest thing. They can both agree to the same thing, that this probably isn't going to happen again, because the odds of Monica seeing him again are fairly low.
And that's why Monica ends up even saying, like, this was such a stupid fight to Phoebe. Is she's like, I don't even care about seeing him again. It was just then the fact that he then wanted to control the situation that then bothered her, because she's also extremely controlling. So it's just not, it was a silly argument, but I mean, listen, these things, because they feel so strongly for each other, that can just, it makes the stakes that much higher. I think they're both obviously feeling very vulnerable, and they're just having this silly argument. So, but I like how they both ended up coming to terms with that, realizing it. And then I will give Phoebe some redeeming, that moment where then she goes to Chandler and letting him know, like, listen, Monica feels terrible and wants to make up with you. Like,
Yep.
when she could tell that Monica hadn't reached him yet, she wanted to let him know as well. I think she probably felt like, maybe I did something here to stir the pot where I shouldn't have, but yeah.
Also, unrelated to any of this, Joey has gone on a mission and found his identical hand twin, Thomas Lennon, who is dealing like blackjack, I think, to just in the casino, which I always find this funny because then eventually Thomas Lennon and Matthew Perry star in the Odd Couple TV show long after Friends. Right. So this is kind of like one of those little moments. And I was watching something the other day, and I forget what movie I was watching, when all of a sudden it was something my wife had on. So it was some romantic comedy. I think I told you about this, where all of a sudden it was Eddie and the hand twin were like teamed up as like the buddies. Thomas Lennon and the guy that plays Eddie, I forget his name, were teamed up together working with somebody. They were like the friends of the main guy. I remember
you telling me that, and it was something I haven't seen, so it is not...
It was a Matthew McConaughey movie. Oh. That's who the main guy was. And I forget the name of the movie.
Ring a bell to me, but yeah.
Was it... it was How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Oh, yeah,
that's what it was. Because I was going to say 10 Things I Hate About You, but that's different. That was another one. There's had a 10 in it.
Oh.
So, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. They're both in that, which is totally unrelated. But I saw it recently and found both friends like, guest stars teamed up, and both of them are great. Nice. I love Thomas Lennon. I think he doesn't get his due as hand twin guy. He's so funny. It doesn't really come across in either of these episodes. He has to take a far more serious approach to Joey. Well, but yeah, his
reactions in the next episode that we'll be talking about is really funny, even though it's like super dry and there isn't a whole lot there, but it's definitely funny. I mean, Joey.
No, this episode was more along the lines of Joey going to Chandler saying, "Is this you not supporting me again?"
This is
like, no,
this is really
hand twin. Wasn't on board, wasn't understood, but now I see it.
This is really,
it's $1 million idea.
Oh, no. This is really, really tough still with Joey. I struggle a lot with Joey in these last few episodes.
In our last podcast, you said Chandler should just say to Joey in the car, like, hey, it's going to be your big break. What is he supposed to say now? Of course he has to support this hand twin idea, because otherwise, Joey's just going to leave him in the dirt again.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, but if Joey should know how to read Chandler better than this at this point, it's clear that, like, no one supports him.
He's obviously sarcastic about the whole thing. But, Chandler, you put yourself in this box to begin with, because if you had supported the movie idea from the first place, this wouldn't be a problem.
Well,
but here we are.
Yeah, but Joey is just clearly going through something here, and him being like just convinced that either of these things are gonna make him a millionaire. Chandler's response, how? How much would you pay to see this hand twice? Yeah, but I do love Phoebe's reaction when Joey tells Phoebe, "Oh, you're so lucky."
Yeah, it's
I would
remember that psychiatrist guy that was like, "Oh, you guys are all just this, everybody wants to just be together," and he had these guys pegged. Like, they're all supporting each other blindly on things that shouldn't be supported.
I mean, by far, my favorite part of this episode is the whole sequence with Ross and Rachel on the plane and just going back and forth and just trying to out embarrass each other. I love that.
That is easily the best part of this episode by a lot, but it is enough to carry my rating on this for sure. I do like that all the way. I mean, starting with all the Rachel and Ross stuff.
Yeah.
Starting with the apartment all the way through the plane. Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah. Ross showing up to the apartment and kicking off his shoes and just being like, I'm here. Yeah.
They did cut a small scene out of that too. They always cut a couple of lines because Ross comes in, he kicks off his shoes, and then he says something, and Rachel says Rachel responds like, "Oh, you thought I wanted to have sex with you?" And he's like, "No." And then it continues with Ross going, "No, no, 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 no." That's how the episode was kind of shot.
Yeah.
But there is a scene in between there where she goes like, "Oh, Ross, you came in and kicked off your shoes." And then he's like, "No, no, no, no." And then walks in. So there are like little like sections that they just kind of like pulled lines from, which I don't know. I still don't understand it. I don't understand how the full episodes aren't on streaming.
I know.
I don't get it.
I still don't get it either, but I do feel like Rachel's reaction to Ross is a bit harsh here. It's like,
oh yeah,
is it that like? I mean, okay,
you were dancing naked in the window,
right? Like, and like I said, they spent all this time looking at ugly naked guy who was in the apartment that Ross is now in. They spent all this time looking at him through the window, and now it's like, oh, okay, now you're on the other side. These windows, they go both ways, Rachel.
You see both directions. We know this, right? It's a window.
Yeah.
Right. Not a mirror.
Guys, if you can see someone through your window, they can see you through theirs.
That's how windows typically work. So now we're going to jump into season 5, episode 24, the final episode of the season, the one with Vegas part 2, and largely all the storylines we just talked about are carrying through. We have the hand twin. We have Chandler's fake walkout on Monica. And we have Ross and Rachel, who are Rachel is having a tough time here because all this beard and mustache that Ross has drawn on her face will not come off.
We also have Phoebe and the Lurker.
We do have Phoebe and the Lurker, which is the thing that I wanted to point out. You had mentioned that you thought the Lurker might be the same actress as the one at the Santa. It's not.
Yeah, I made a note of that too. I'm like, this is not the same lady that came by when she was ringing her Salvation Army bell at Christmas time.
Not close, really.
No, not at all. Yeah. Actually, this woman reminds me a little bit more of that little old lady from Golden Girls. Well,
yes.
The lady who wasn't actually old, but they just like made her look old.
Yeah. She's actually the youngest one, I think.
She was actually the youngest one, not Blanche. Oh, I honestly wasn't huge into the Golden Girls, but yeah, she was the mother. So either way, she did kind of remind me of her, and the interactions.
Did it Ma? Was that it?
Huh?
I forget. I don't know. I'm not a Golden Girls person. I'm looking it up. But I know who you're talking about. But you are not wrong. This woman, the Lurker, looks more similar to that character than the other one did. Let's see here. We have Dorothy, Rose, Blanche, and Sophia. Must have been Sophia.
Refers to Sophia. Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at their pictures. It has to be Sophia.
Yeah, played by Estelle Getty.
Yes.
Yep, that's her. Yeah, she actually does really look. I think I was spot on with that description. She really does kind of look like her.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that was a very, very good shout here.
Yeah.
That being said, we have the Lurker. Phoebe. I mean, listen. In short, Phoebe's trying to out-lurk the Lurker, and
well,
I just kind of feel like this just gives Phoebe something to do.
And I just really enjoyed the fact this is very Phoebe style, where they're going back and forth, but then Phoebe offers to share a cab with her on the way to the plane when they leave. On the way to the airport when they're leaving. She's like,
yeah.
What time are you leaving? Because maybe we could share a cab. But this also then ties back in with the hand twin story.
Yes.
Because she's getting in trouble with the security guard at the casino because at one point, the old lady like puts a quarter in a machine, but Phoebe pulls the arm and they end up winning some money, which Phoebe wants to collect. And when the security guard comes over, she's like, no, you can't arrest me. I won't go back. I won't go back to that hellhole. Which,
just
again,
taking you outside. Yes. Oh, okay.
And this also goes back to your point with Gary earlier, where in the last episode where
she's done stuff.
Yeah, Phoebe's
she has done some stuff.
Done some weird stuff. She's been in prison apparently. So done some hard time. I don't know.
Well, but we have Joey, and he's talking to his hand twin and trying to sell him on the idea of, well, what are we going to do with this hand twin thing? And I will say that I love the song that Joey came up with. Like, this hand is my hand. This hand is your hand. No, wait, that's my hand. No, wait, that's your hand.
Oh, wow.
That Joey is so good. He's like, and then we can go on from there. Like, it's classic Joey to me.
One moment that stuck out to me when he's asking that other lady who's working at the table, like he's trying to describe Tom Lennon's character to her, and he's like kind of tall, dark hair, hands look exactly like mine. I'm like, Tom Lennon is shorter than you are. Like, he's kind of a little dude. I'm like, kind of tall. Joey, what?
Kind of tall is not the correct answer. Like, he's kind of short.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how tall Matt LeBlanc is.
Yeah.
But
but yeah.
Thomas Lennon can't be 5'10".
He's 5'8".
There you go.
Yeah. I just looked this up. Yeah, he's 5'8". And
I mean, that's the thing. Like, he's not that tall.
Joey Tribbiani is 5'11", so he's not short. But yeah.
No, but like 5'11" is in the average height range.
Yeah.
5'8" is below average height.
Yeah, actually, I think the national average height is technically like a 5'8", but for men, I think it is.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. Average men's height.
I'm 5'10".
5'9".
So I was going to say, I think it's more like 5, because I would have said 5'9", 5'10", 5'11".
Okay.
But maybe it's more like 5'8", 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah.
So he's average.
Yeah.
He's on the low end of average.
I think it's also because he's kind of a little dude, so he just appears smaller. But yeah, either way, tall guy, not a great description, Joey. And all you have is that, and hand looks exactly like mine. Oh, wow.
I do like that he doubles back and is like, how you doing?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah.
Very busy. All right. So we have that, which comes to a head when Tom Lennon, the hand twin, is sitting there dealing, and Joey shows up with no money and can't bet, and then comes up magically with like $5 or whatever to put down.
Right.
And then Phoebe, who's already been kicked out of the casino, rolls up to the table, and on the first bet is like, I just have to say that you two have identical hands. I work in the business world and have never seen anything like that.
In the business world.
Thomas Lennon is like, just stop it. Stop it. Stop it now. Like, this is awful.
His reaction is so funny because he's totally deadpan, like does not crack a smile once the entire time he's on Friends. And yeah, just stop it. If you leave now, I will chop off my hand and give it to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see how he is funny, but his lines are such that he has to be like just the guy who, like any one of us, would be probably driven insane in this scenario.
Oh, yeah.
especially if you're in a job where you can't like walk away from it. Like he's got to sit there and deal the cards, and he can't control who comes up to his table.
Yeah.
But eventually he does get them removed.
Yeah. Well, but then we also have Chandler and Monica in this episode where he's gonna, she's trying to find him to apologize, but then gets distracted by a table, which honestly, that does add up for Monica's character because she's super competitive and she sees all these people having fun. I feel like that does track. She gets pulled into the game really quick and is then...
Well, it's one of those things where like she found a chip on the floor.
Yes, exactly.
And is like, hey, is this anybody's?
Yeah.
First of all, if you've ever been to a casino before, that's not how that works. Like, for half the people at the table will be like, yeah, it's mine.
Right, yeah.
Second of all, you can't just trade chips with people at the table.
Oh, you can't?
So,
no, I guess not.
No, you can't.
I'm not a big gambler.
Yeah. So she just puts it down on the pass line. They roll the dice. It all comes up good for Monica. She doubles her money. And now she's got 2 chips. And all of a sudden, this just goes on a run. And she just starts making more money and is now rolling the dice and getting super involved in it. And
yeah, because
here comes Chandler.
Well, because this rolled right into from the conversation that Phoebe was having with Chandler, where she was telling him like, "Hey, Monica's trying to find you to apologize." Well, then he comes upon Monica, seeing her have a great time at this table, and so I do feel like in this moment you see this glint in his eye when he sees Monica, where he's like, he's actually kind of amused by this, and he's like, "Oh yeah, there's Monica, like." That's the woman I love. But then he's also irritated because he wanted to be apologized to. So that's where he devises this plan of leaving.
I think for a while, I always saw this scene and thought, wow, he's just really frustrated with her still. But upon rewatching again and again and again and again, I don't know how many times I've seen this, it's definitely not that.
No.
He definitely has that look like where he's like, found her. Here she is.
Doing her thing.
Of course.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I wonder if that was fully intentional in that scene. And I think it was. It's like, oh, yeah, I love her. But I'm going to be mad and I'm going to make her feel a little bit bad about this still. And so he like puts his like, because he hates packing. So he just like gets his suitcase.
Love that.
And drags it downstairs and has no intention of actually leaving, obviously. And yeah, then they make up and then things progress really quickly because then they're gambling together. And then you have this whole scene where they're, keep upping the ante on what they're betting. And then Chandler, for the second time now, proposes marriage. This is number 2.
It's true.
And I'm thinking
this is number 2, and this one is more for real. And I think it's such a great like bait and switch that they do here.
Yeah, for sure.
Because this feels like it could be real. They have already teased it. It is a relationship that's been going for a long time, and they do the whole thing of finding the sweater and finding the blue and the old and the new and the whatever, and they do all these things. And of course, first of all, they roll the dice. The dice is a decision point. It's not automatic.
Right.
It's on its end. And Chandler is the one that says, no, it's a 4, which means we should go get married. And so they rush off to do this, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but only to find Ross and Rachel busting out of the chapel, already married, and everyone is like just stunned. You hear the audience gasp. You see the other friends are like, "What?" Such an amazing turn, because you've lost track of Ross and Rachel doing their own drunk thing, as we haven't really talked about that storyline yet, but the whole Chandler and Monica story seems to be coming up on this thing, which does seem against character for Monica. Because of all people, if you're going to tell me that
yeah.
she's been wanting to do this for so long, and then to do like Vegas wedding on the day, like off the cuff, no way.
It doesn't track for Monica. Yeah.
It does not.
Yeah, and that's why they really start to, which we see in season 6, they start like thinking about this a little bit more. Yeah, but I do think that she knows that she, as they say to each other, like, I love you more than I've ever loved anyone else, and they, you know, they're both there together. They both want to share that moment. And I think it's just, they're just caught up in the moment, right? And
yes,
and
for sure.
And what's totally opposite about this proposal than the initial one, where everyone is there, no one knows at this point. No one knows that the two of them are planning on doing this. They haven't shared it with any of the friends, let alone family. But yeah, you're right. That part always stood out to me too, because it's like, you know, her especially thinking about when they were in London and her talking to Ross about how, like, that's what we did, like, ran around with the pillowcases on their head, which is not anything I ever did with my friends, not gonna lie, which just wasn't a thing. I don't know. But yeah, apparently there are girls running around with pillowcases on their heads dreaming about getting married, and it's just so for Monica, who is a very traditional person in that way and just wanting these things, getting married on the fly in Vegas, not quite there. But yeah, I do enjoy her trying to be more like spontaneous with Chandler, though.
Yeah.
I think that that's nice to see them both, you know, acting this way. This does also, I know that we like to,
Oh, I was just gonna say this.
You know what I'm gonna say. How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
I mean, this is exactly that, because even in that show, like, they totally pull from this. I mean, not that it's very, like, this is a thing that probably just happens in Vegas, too.
They do the Marshall and Lily, like, Russia wedding.
They rush.
Down in Atlantic City. Don't do it. And they do it and there's a casino involved, and the whole thing is all tied together, and then they bail out at the last minute, which so do Monica and Chandler.
Yeah.
Although we don't see that in this episode. Oh. It is what happens when season 6 kicks off.
So to lead up to that, though, we have Ross and Rachel, and oh my goodness, as much as I like the other stuff we've talked about, because I really enjoyed this episode, I just think that each one of them have super funny bits. And I know that I always speak to how I love when they're all in one room doing their own thing. But I would say what's similar here, what they've done, even though they're not in the same room, is it's so well played out. Like, it's the timing is great. They weave all of these storylines together really, really nicely. And yeah, because we open up this episode right where we left things off with the last one, with Ross and Rachel getting off the plane, and Rachel has the drawings all over her. Children are laughing at her. She's like, "See, kids love me," and not realizing until she looks in a mirror, because Phoebe calls her like Pancho Villa or something.
Yep.
And she's
Bob Saget, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, I love that. And oh my God, you drew on me. Hey, you have wet pants. What kind of party was this? From Phoebe. Yeah, love that.
It was definitely interesting to like transition them into this, because they do the whole thing where Rachel goes to the bathroom to try and get the makeup, the pen off, and she goes, "It's not coming off." And Ross is like, "Are you sure?" She's like, "No, I took it off and then I drew it back on." Like, what do you?
Yes. I mean, but like, Eric, what kind of insane marker is this?
I mean, this is like mega Sharpie.
I mean, this is crazy. And she says to Ross that I'm a human doodle.
Yeah, I will say one of those little subtle things that I feel like they do a really good job of on Friends starts here and goes through the next few episodes, where it's already been established that it's very difficult to get this off, and it's going to take just many washes. And so over the next couple episodes, you see it like fade. Like it doesn't just go away.
Really? Because
Like there are
me.
scenes. Yeah, no, there are scenes where it's there, but it's like faded out, and then there are another scenes where it's faded out, and then it's just gone.
I swear, it's just gone, and that always bugged me. Now I'm gonna have to take a closer look.
There aren't going to be a lot of faded out scenes.
Yeah.
Like they could have done it longer, but again, Friends messes with time often.
Yeah.
As it is, we had one episode with the ball not that long ago, earlier this week, where it was only like 18 hours in total, is what we were able to figure out. Meanwhile, Joey's big break, the very next episode, transpires over at least a week of time because Joey has now been away in Vegas for a while and gotten a new job.
It almost, to me, it almost seemed like he just walked in and got that job right away. Yeah, I don't know.
You think he got it the day that he got fired?
That would be the most ambitious Joey's ever been to get a job ever, if that was the case.
I feel like there was also a reference to, how long he had
You're
been
right,
gone
when
for.
he called. Yeah. And they're like checking in with him, and it kind of implied that he'd been on the set of the show or the movie.
That had
You're right.
been out there for a little while.
Totally.
So I feel like there had been at least a week of time. So it's tough to stay consistent with time, but you do see, like, I know, for example, for sure, when we get to season 6, the episode where they're all having the buffet, the very first episode, they're all having the breakfast buffet. The makeup is still present.
Man, I am really...
It's just faded. And then there is also a scene at Central Perk where I feel like the makeup is still faded, but present, very lightly. But there's not a lot. Well, it's like 2 shots and that's it. But it's enough for me to make it work.
Did they do the same with Ross then?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
No, I think you see it more on him than you do on Rachel.
To me, guys. Did you guys notice this? I don't know. I'd love everyone. Yeah, whoever's out there listening. Please.
Pay attention.
Let us know.
Pay attention. Yeah. These are the next episodes we're watching, so focus up.
I'm gonna focus. Maybe I just didn't have I don't know. Maybe the DVD quality wasn't great when I was watching these on DVDs. But either way, I love when Ross initially convinces Rachel to leave the hotel room, and he's like, come on, no one will notice, I swear. And then it flashes to the next cut of them coming back into the hotel room, and they're like, okay, there was some staring and pointing. I just love that moment. And then they just proceed to get drunk at this point in the room. And Rachel's like, you know what? This is all on you, buddy. Because he's like, hey, those are kind of expensive. And then she just like keeps opening up the little bottles. And, but yeah, this is where, Eric, I had in my notes, my hot take about, I think that, them getting married.
It's all Phoebe's fault.
This is all on Phoebe. Phoebe, you started this. I mean, it's a wild hot take.
It's very interesting because you've also blamed We Were on a Break on Chandler. And you blamed
Monica.
What was the other one
I
that you blamed
for Ross and getting married to Emily. That was my other hot take.
It's not always the first domino that really deserves the blame.
The first domino, that made a difference. If that domino wasn't there, I just don't think that would have happened. It wouldn't have. With Ross, I'm sorry, but that is on Monica. That is totally on her. And she kept those wheels greased. But we also have Rachel calling, hello, Vegas? We would like some more alcohol. And you know what? We would like some more beers. and then,
this scene where they're calling for alcohol and Joey shows up in the room.
Hey, it's Joey!
I mean, I can't laugh harder when Joey shows up and Ross is like, hey, he says something to Joey, and then he goes to sit down on nothing and just completely flops over. And he's like, whoa, you okay, man? He's like, yeah, fine. That's that gets me to laugh every time.
That is like
it really does.
Classic super drunk person too. It's like, oh, you're right there, buddy.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm still standing. And but I also did pick up on this line, Eric. I don't think I really noticed this before when Joey walks in and Ross goes, hey, it's Joey. And Rachel's like, Joey lives with a duck.
Joey lives with a duck.
I just found that really funny.
Yeah. No, it's like, we're going to make this very obvious that these guys are way drunk. And
they
then
played that well.
Joey, Joey hits on
How
Rachel and he's like, how you doing? I'm doing good, baby. How you doing? He's like, Ross, don't let her drink anymore.
And it's like, okay, you're counting on the guy who just fell over.
Right. It's so bad. No. Like, this is not going well at all.
But then I do love, though, it's like, hey, Ross is like, hey, I want to leave this room. I miss downstairs. And so she finally agrees to leave, but by drawing this super dark, like black, like cat's nose on Ross and all these really dark whiskers and draws Ross across his forehead. I mean,
like, the nose and the whiskers would have been enough. You didn't need to write Ross across his head. That part to me is like, oh, that's so
And now
ridiculous.
that I'm thinking about Eric, I feel like I do remember the Ross across his head during the breakfast scene, but I don't remember Rachel's beard and whiskers still being there.
Rachel's is so, but hers is so much
probably
finer
because they imply that she has makeup on or something over it, you know.
Well, but like, it's you. Even when it's drawn on in its fullest, I feel like you barely see the goatee part.
Yeah.
It's very subtle. And it's a one-line mustache, which is notable, but not nearly as obvious as Ross's.
Ross's is crazy.
Like, Ross's was done with, like, super Sharpie. Like, it is so dark and very obvious.
Yeah.
And so it's way easier to see that fade because Rachel's is just one thin line. It's really the mustache that's all you can really see. But you can see Ross's fade over a couple of episodes or a couple of scenes.
And this makes sense because Ross had to carefully draw that on while Rachel was apparently sleeping still very soundly on the plane, whereas Ross's was drawn on by drunken Rachel. So
yeah, that's a much worse scenario.
But yeah, then at the very end though, hello, Mr. Ross. Hello, Mrs. Rachel. Oh.
The only thing that gets me about this, I notice it every time, is Jennifer Aniston is early with her cue.
Is she?
She goes to throw the rice and doesn't. She like fist pumps and doesn't throw it because Ross has got to throw it first. And Ross does the hello, Mrs. Ross, and then she throws it, hello, Mr. Rachel, and then they just walk off. But she clearly is about to throw it first.
I mean, I guess you could excuse any of that just by their extreme drunkenness, like drunken to the point of being blacked out.
I personally like that they both leave the chapel and go different directions.
I love that so much. Ross, like, he starts to go one way and then they just peel off and they go in different directions. Yeah. This is I love this segue. Like, I know we've talked about, like, other seasons that have had amazing cliffhangers. And this one to me, I mean, obviously it's a great cliffhanger because now, like, we have Monica and Chandler who are about to get married, but then they witness Ross and Rachel and then quickly realize, oh, wow, maybe we should digest this first. They didn't obviously want to get married on the same day either. That's a little weird. So kind of stole her thunder, as Monica will say later to Rachel about a different,
Yep.
It's a great transition from the end of one season to the next because it just rolls right in to the next. Although that is also what
there are no minutes lost.
Although that is also what we saw at the end of when Ross is getting married. They picked right back up there.
We see that when they leave these cliffhangers like this. but not
those,
always. Not often between just other typical episodes.
So Eric, would you say if you had to rate this cliffhanger moment next to the end, like where Ross says Rachel, which one do you prefer?
Oh, I think this is, of the ones we've seen so far, this is second.
Next to that one? Or
the one where Ross says Rachel is the best.
That's unbelievable, yeah.
Then you have this one, and then right behind this one, which actually I think is a better cliffhanger, but it's not as good a moment. It's the one at the beach where Ross is going into a door, and you don't know, is he going to see Bonnie or Rachel?
Yeah, yep, okay. I do also like the
fourth
end
would
of
be
season 1 into 2.
Fourth would be the one. Yeah, fourth would be the one where
Rachel's at the airport.
Ross is getting off the plane with Julie, and Rachel is waiting. And the last one is like the discovery that Chandler's been talking to Janice on the computer.
That doesn't even seem like a season finale, as we've talked about. Yeah, that's very awkward.
I boo that season finale.
Yeah. I actually forget that that's a season finale. It doesn't.
It doesn't count.
Yeah, let's do it again. Let's do a redo.
So now we're going to jump into our IMDb segment of the podcast, where we put our ratings up against yours from IMDb, and we talk about our favorite and least favorite characters of the episode. Last time I had you go first. I'm going to jump in first here. This is easily Ross as my favorite character, and it's not close. I mean, it could be Rachel, but it's Ross.
Yeah.
That's I don't think I have to even say anything with that. There's too many good scenes here, all the way back from walking into the apartment thinking that Rachel is enticing him, all the way to drunk Ross and Rachel and getting married at the end. All of it. So good. Ross is my favorite.
It's funny because, I went with Rachel because to me, this is some of the funniest Rachel moments. Like, I just love a drunken Rachel. She is really, really funny. And I also love the fact that then she took that opportunity to draw over Ross's face and get back at him in that way. But yeah, this is just great. The two of them together in these moments just make even though it's supposed to really be more about Chandler and Monica, it is just so funny about Ross and Rachel.
This is the thing. When I'm talking about ratings and talking about how, like, I don't love the Vegas episodes as much, it's like when you look at them and stack up all the characters, Ross and Rachel are killing it. They are doing so good. It's some of their funniest stuff together. Yeah. And that says something, because I feel like there's a lot of good Ross and Rachel moments throughout the years, but these are some of their like top episodes, I have to think.
Yeah. So
where they're just having fun. You know what I mean? They're joking with each other. They're not like mad at each other. It's not will he, will she, would he. It's none of that. They're just having fun and being ridiculous all together.
I don't want this to raise the question about us.
No. And this continues, by the way. This continues into the next couple episodes. Yeah. But as far as my least favorite character, I genuinely could have picked any of the four that were left, because I don't love what any of them really did. I'm going to go with Joey.
Yeah, I actually went with Joey here, too.
I almost had Phoebe, but I'm going to go with Joey.
Yeah, I feel like I just get really sad for Joey in these. Like, it's like, Like, I mean...
Like, the whole idea that they're in Vegas is because Joey got them out to Vegas, and then he is so not a part of this at all.
Yeah, he's the one who lives right out here. I just, like,
I mean, he kind of does.
Yeah.
You can lift him out by his hand-shaped mansion.
Yeah, because
just
it's like I could have gone, I guess, with Phoebe for this one. She was my second choice, but I actually preferred like when she introduces herself as Regina Phalange and is like has those lines with Tom Lennon and tries to. To me, that was kind of the funniest part of the hand twin bit. So
Phoebe also like integrates herself with Monica, like giving advice.
I'm so
Joey
drunk right
has that scene. Joey has the scene in the hotel room with Ross and Rachel. And I mean, while he's doing his hand twin stuff, Phoebe is doing the lurker stuff, and Chandler and Monica are really kind of like I said, they're the bait and switch. They're the focus of this episode for what you think is what this episode is about. Like, you think this is about this. And then they pull the rug out from under you and hot swap it to Ross and Rachel, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, their expression, too, when they see Ross and Rachel coming out is great. Yeah.
And so I will say, that when it's all said and done, and we're looking at ratings, I did rate these as good episodes. I just didn't rate them as good as what I expect people to say.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. So what?
Like, that's my thing. I think I think people will put these super high, and I'm just not going to do that.
So, Eric, I'm very curious. I want you to kick this part off.
Okay.
Where are you landing?
Well, I'm going to go Vegas Part 2 first. That Vegas Part 2 is the better episode. Okay.
Agreed.
All this again, I'm saying the same thing. Ross and Rachel carry the day. Everything that they do is great. There's not a scene that they're in that I don't like. I'm going to give it an 8.8. Okay. I'm not going to get into the nines with it. I think people are going to give it like a 9.5. Like, I think it's going to be high. Just like I said at the beginning, Ross and Rachel bursting out of the chapel is 10 out of 10.
It's so funny.
It's so good. It's so funny. But if you're going to tell me that I have to take that, and don't get me wrong, all the amazing Ross and Rachel stuff, and stack it with like the lurker and the hand twin and Chandler and Monica, like going into the gift shop and getting the sweater and stealing the sweater, but somehow not getting caught stealing a sweater.
It. I know. All the cameras around
this
too.
Is Vegas. What are you talking about? Yeah. Like, you're done. Just none of those things seem to like really hit home. So because there's nothing else to help it, I can't really go to the nines with it. I'm going to go to an 8.8. And for Vegas Part 1, which I really do like. I just like it a little bit less. Again, love the Ross and Rachel plane scenes.
Yes.
Like them in the apartment. Don't really care about, the Chandler and Monica arguing over about Richard.
Yeah.
It's nice, I suppose, but it's not anything special. This is all Ross and Rachel. This is all this is. And so I'm going to give that one a little bit less because it doesn't have that big wow moment at the end. I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Okay.
Again, like I rated The Ball an 8.5. Wow. It's a solid episode.
Hey,
but
after all is said and done, then this is interesting because I ended up, so my higher score was with Vegas Part 2 as well, but I gave Vegas Part 1 an 8.4. So I actually went slightly, very, very slightly lower than you on that one for the same reasons. Okay. It's kind of like, yeah. And then I gave Vegas Part 2 an 8.9. So I went slightly higher.
Oh, so we're very similar though.
Very similar.
But like,
yeah.
I think the thing is, I just assume people are going to put this episode as like a 9.5.
Yeah. I
haven't looked yet, but I just assume this is going to be like one of the top 3 episodes, and I just don't think it is.
I feel like if I could experience that episode again for the very first time, I probably would have rated it even higher too. Like it is just so funny, the whole Ross and Rachel sequence. Oh, so good.
Have you seen like the reels of people that are watching it for the first time?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're real or staged.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I know.
Like, I feel like most of them are either people in our generation who somehow never watched Friends.
Yep.
Which is possible.
Yeah. Hey.
I guess they're out there.
Hey.
Or younger people who it was already off the air.
Right.
And so they're watching it for the first time and recording themselves watching it. And I'll be honest with you, I love every single part. Especially, I've seen a million of them watching when Ross says Rachel and like the shocked reactions and stuff. I don't care if they're staged. They're great.
Dead.
I love them all.
Yeah, I'm dead.
I will watch every single one of your reels that does that.
Oh, yeah.
So sign me up.
That's great. I know. Wow.
Okay. I do have the ratings now. Vegas Part 2 is higher. That is expected. Vegas Part 2 gets a 9.0.
Okay, just a hair above us. Okay.
So it's literally just a 9, and you gave it an 8.9, and I gave it an 8.8, and I'm happy to see that.
I was on the
because
fence
I thought it was going to be way high.
Yeah, I was on the fence. I could have given it. I mean, obviously, I was very close. I mean, we both were, but I was on the fence with the 9. I agree with that. I'm on board.
I am okay with that. I really was worried that it was going to be like the top episode, and it just isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, Ross and Rachel, they are peak.
Yeah.
But everybody else is kind of just meh.
Right.
Okay. So the other one, Vegas Part 1,
Yeah.
I gave an 8.5. You gave an 8.4. It ends up being an 8.6.
Oh,
so we are, again, right with it. So maybe I don't hate them as much as I thought.
I don't think you do.
Or maybe I am more, maybe the people are with me more than I expected them to be.
Sure. Yeah, no, I was thinking
maybe
you
the
might
way
have
that I thought.
been in the 7s or something. The way that you were talking about it, I was like, oh, maybe.
Oh, no. Because like the beach episodes, I don't rate that low either. There's just something missing.
Yeah, it's just,
like
not as
to me, the best episodes, the ones I've rated the 10s are the one with the embryos and the other one, the one where everyone finds out.
Yeah.
And those are great banger episodes that happen in the apartments. And I mean, you can't do Ross and Rachel getting married like this in the apartment. I get that. But I just wish there was a second storyline that connected to it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it feels like they knew what they wanted to do. I love the idea of Chandler and Monica being the like, this is the focus, and we're going to switch out on it at the end.
Right.
I think that sells it so much more. Like, how do we get you to the chapel? Well, this is how we do it. You just needed something for Joey and Phoebe to be doing.
Yeah.
Or maybe you even just include them in the getting ready for the wedding process.
But I think that the whole thing of keeping it from everyone was the only real way to make this a thing. Because if they...
Yeah, so then you got to do something better than hand twin and lurking.
Yeah, I mean... But,
you got to do something better than that.
But if they had like...
And I love Thomas Lennon. I'm glad he's in this these episodes. But man, you got to do something more than that. Like
the way that they... Because again, like you mentioned with the sweater with Monica, I mean, like, Monica is such a rule follower. There is no way. And she's very not spontaneous. Like she's very structured and very like she would have wanted the traditional wedding really. And
she's got binders.
And she's got binders. I mean, she has binders for Phoebe. That, oh my goodness, when she's planning Phoebe's wedding, that is really out of control. But it is just not in her character, but I know that that's really what they were going for here too. So I feel like the moment that they would have brought like Phoebe and Joey into the fold on that, it would have just felt a little bit too real. And I think she would have been snapped back into reality. Right. So
yeah.
So the only way they could sell this if it was just between the two of them.
Well, thank you so much for listening to the We Run on Reruns podcast. Please check out our socials, our TikTok and Instagram, and you can check out our YouTube channel as well. We've usually got all sorts of uploads there for you to check out from our podcast. Again, thank you so much for supporting us and helping us build this community. You can check out these podcasts in full on WeRunOnReruns.com or Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast player. For Amanda, this is Eric. Enjoy watching the start of Friends Season 6 for next week, episodes 1 through 4. Happy rerunning, everybody.
See you later, guys.